Simpson told police he was in Chicago at the time of the killings.
OJ, wherever you are, for the sake of your family, for the sake of your children, please surrender immediately.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Nicole Brown Simpson.
Hey everybody, good morning and welcome back. Well, we found ourselves down in Lake Forest today at Lake Forest Ascension Cemetery. So we're going to go back a little bit, as you can see from the title of this video, who we're visiting today. So back in 1994, let me think, I was, well, not even in my, I was in my teens, and this was one of the, I think, a pivotal thing that really changed the course in just, it's, I hate to say it's pop culture, but, you know, it's just one of those monumentous events that I think everybody remembers, and probably everybody remembers where they were. I believe it was on the 12th of June, 1994. That night, Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman lost their lives. Now, the next day, Nicole Brown, her ex-husband, OJ, who we all know, movie actor, football player, athlete, was the accused suspect in the murder. Now, he left that night after Nicole and Ron were brutally murdered in front of her house in Brentwood, California. So I'm going to go pay my respects and just remember Nicole a little bit and throw in some clips of just what all went down that day. This was really, really nicely done. And so they have these three podiums you'll see, and I would just walk around the back. When you come in the driveway, you'll make a right and go down, and you'll see this mausoleum. And it looks like they're gonna be laying some people to rest today. They got a couple tents out here, but you come down and you'll make the right, and then you'll see these homes. And you cannot miss this tree, and I believe it's on the right hand side in one of these three rows. We'll head down there, but I just want to say from here, I believe it's directly to the left, and the tree, in case you ever want to come visit Nicole Brown. So I believe I know where Nicole is, but before I make my way over there, I just want to say Nicole met OJ when she was a waitress in 1977. They got married a few years after that and had 2 kids together. Now, after they were separated, Nicole would go on saying that OJ would show up at places, OJ would harass her, and OJ was very, very jealous with her too. So it's no surprise on that night when OJ left for Chicago after the murders that they went into his car and they found a bloody glove, and I'm not telling anything any tales here, it's common knowledge, and there's no spoilers to this. I think everybody kind of has made their own determination of who the killer is. One of the sickening things to me is OJ, before he passed, when he got out of jail, like everyone, I have my own YouTube channel, he had his own podcast, and he was saying that he was going to find who Nicole's killer was. And I think Scott on Tape, who helped me find where Nicole is laid to rest here, said it best when she said, or when he said, if OJ wants to know who the killer is, all he has to do is buy a mirror and look in it. Well said. Once again, this tree cannot be mistaken, since it is one of the biggest ones here, and it's got so many cool little turns into it, but you walk down from there, and right here to our left, laid to rest, is, always in our hearts, Lewis Brown, her father, and Juditha Dita Brown, her mother, and Nicole Brown. To me, it's a little bit troublesome that his last name is on here. That is, I don't know if it was the kid's wishes, but to have the name of the person suspected of your demise is horrible to me. I mean, that is just one of the worst things. So I don't know the reasoning behind that. I would figure maybe it was for kids. They wanted them to have their dad's last name. But rest in peace, Nicole Brown. I'm going to refer to you as that. So I think one of the things that most of us remember the most is, I believe it was June 17th, 1994. After OJ came back to LA, his longtime friend and ex-teammate Al Cowlings in the Bronco that was seen going up and down the Southern California freeways, with OJ supposedly in the back with a bag and a gun. And we'll take a look at that.
I'm going to have to interrupt this call. I understand we're going to go to a live picture in Los Angeles. Is that correct? Okay. This is Interstate 5, and this is courtesy of KCALR, one of our LA affiliates. Police believe that O.J. Simpson is in that car. Now they're telling me that they believe that this vehicle is registered to Al Cowlings, one of O.J.'s oldest friends, a teammate at Southern Cal. And they believe that Al Cowling, who's the other person they're looking for, who was with O.J. earlier today, they believe that this is the car. We do not know this is the car.
Now, those were the times before cell phones were at a mass like they are nowadays, where everyone has them. They were far and few. More people had beepers back then, or pagers, however you want to refer to them. But it was said that OJ was in the back of the Bronco with a gun, and he was going to commit suicide, which probably would have been a favor to a lot of people. Guy lived a long life after Nicole passed. He just recently died. Now, when they did finally search the back of the Bronco of Al Cowlings, they did find, well, he had a fake mustache and beard, a gun, and a few other items, but nothing too crazy. Trial went on, and as you know, he was found not guilty.
One of the most dramatic moments of the trial to date, prosecutors had Simpson try on the gloves. Wearing latex gloves to protect the evidence, Simpson appeared to have trouble putting them on. Prosecutors suggest he was only pretending the gloves were too small.
If it doesn't fit,
I can only imagine if he was found guilty what would have happened, but such a shame. Nicole and Ron. I don't want to get too much into how gruesome it was, but there was a TV show that OJ was doing a pilot for at the time where he was a Navy SEAL. And in that scene, or in one of the scenes, he was with a tactical knife and he was holding it to the throat of, I believe it was his daughter on the pilot. Now, when they found Nicole and they found Ron, they were both killed with a tactical knife, a quite large knife. Ron had defensive wounds on his hands and on his chest where he tried to fight back, and Nicole, her throat was so severely severed that she was almost decapitated. It was very gruesome, and whoever did that is a very bad human being, and they're probably where they need to be.
They're
right
going
now.
south through Orange County, but nobody is pulling this car over. And we could only guess as to why not.
Right, I guess they're just being
They
careful.
may fear that there are arms in that car. They may fear that Simpson may harm himself. Now, police radio is saying that Simpson has a gun at his head.
Gonna head out of here. Rest in peace, Nicole. Looks like somebody left a rock. That's Scott style. Her parents lived well after she passed, which is very sad too. But yeah, it just baffles me that the last name on there. Rest in peace, Nicole. As always, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. The TV show that was the pilot that I couldn't think of was Frogman. That was the TV show that OJ was working on, where he went through Navy SEAL training prior to that, and his name in there was Bullfrog Burke. It was just killing me. I had to look it up. But with that being said, very sad. I remember exactly where I was. I was living up in Simi Valley. There wasn't that much TV like there was today. I mean, there was cable TV, but this was on everyone's. This is where the cable networks would break into every TV show. And the Al Calhoun's chase was going down the freeways of the white Bronco. Now, I can't believe so many years have passed since then, 94, and here we are in 2024. Craziness. Please consider leaving me a message. Like this video if you like this video. As always, please consider subscribing. Hopefully I can earn your subscription. That's the way I like to do it. I want to show something different on my channel. But with that being said, I'm off to do some other videos out in the OC. As always, I'll see you next time. I was making my way out of here too, and I saw this artwork, this mosaic artwork done in the mausoleum here. I thought that was something pretty special. I haven't seen anything done like that. I've been to quite a few places. Really nicely done. Okay, I'm out of here.